It's so much more than just winning. It's the things that she teaches us. You know, she doesn't just teach us about softball on the field, but she teaches us about life lessons. One of the biggest things I've learned from Coach Newberry is, without question, perseverance. Somebody who's been through breast cancer not just once but twice, and surviving and still carrying on and being able to do the great things that she does for this softball program, for this community, for this college. She's so much more than a softball coach.
I had had breast cancer 13 years ago and seemed to be good to go, and then last year it reared its head again. But a lot of players wrote to me, both current players and former players, simply telling me, you know, I hope you get better and you need to continue to coach, and here's why. Here's what you did for my life. And I think the one word that ran consistently through all those letters was the word influence. And I think you've heard some of the coaches tonight talk about influence and how important that is.
She not only teaches us morals of the field, she teaches a lot more about morals of life, and that's just no words can ever explain how you actually feel when you find out something like that. She led the path of my life. I mean, she really has. The way that things have panned out for her, for me, the opportunity for me to come back, finish my education here at Muskingum, is such an honor.
When something tough happens in life, I feel like I'm better prepared to handle that, because she is tough on you and she is realistic. I mean, she's not beating around the bush when she's yelling at you at practice or even in a game. She's, you know, if you're not getting the job done, she's going to tell you you're not getting the job done. And I mean, there's times when she said, if you keep pitching like this, we're going to lose, and things like that, where you have to get your mind back in the game. That helps you in life, because you can recompose yourself and move on from that, and have someone tell you that, yeah, that's how it is.
I think many times when the freshmen come into me, they don't understand what I'm trying to do, and maybe they even resent what I'm asking them to do. They feel like I'm demanding too much from them. But by the time a player gets to be a sophomore or junior, they understand it's not what I want from them, it's what I want for them. And when they figure that out, they'll play for you. They'll do basically anything you ask them to do. You know, I think our players, as would be true of any of the players in some of these programs that are just so amazing, is they will do just about anything you ask them to do. And I think that's the difference between sacrifice and punishment. It's not the amount of pain you endure, it's the amount of choice you have. And if you give them the choice and make them make the correct choice, you'll probably be pretty successful as a coach.
It's one of the things that she said that has really stuck with me, is that you should never be satisfied with what you've accomplished, because if you become satisfied, you'll never get any better. And I think I carry that with me now as a teacher. I never become satisfied with what I've done. I always want to, you know, do something more.
Well, my freshman year I came in, kind of, I'm sure like almost all the freshmen come into Muskingum, you know, you come from a program where you're pretty much the best person on the team, and you come here and she's definitely quick to let you know that you're not the best person on her team. And for the first 2 years it was a struggle, because she was writing me and I was just like, man, I can't make this lady happy. And I tried so hard, and she just kept writing me and pulling me out in the middle of the inning. And you know, at those moments I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I didn't think I could handle it any longer. I was just like, I'm done, but I wasn't gonna let her win. And you know, looking back over it, that's probably the best decision I've ever made, because the past, you know, after I got over that hump and realized that she was just trying to help me, our relationship grew. And right now our relationship, I don't think, you know, obviously there's room to grow, but what we have now is great, and I wouldn't, you know, want that to change. It was difficult, and a lot of kids couldn't have probably went through what I went through, but I'm really glad that she did that, because it made me stronger as a person.
It's all about discipline. You know, she expects a high amount of discipline from her players, and she also, you know, has a high amount of discipline for herself. And so, you know, I think it just comes natural with being disciplined and working hard and, you know, committing to one goal, and that goal being winning.
A lot of it is the respect that she demands and that she earns from her players. Obviously her records and the preceding years, those speak for themselves, and we all understand that. But at the same time, we understand too that this team is kind of like her family. This is her life, and it's almost like she is our mom, and we don't want to disappoint. We want her to be proud of us in every aspect, not just softball, and how we run our lives. And when she is proud of us, then we feel good about ourselves too.
I think if I had to state my coaching philosophy, it would be don't go where the path leads. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail.
She's extremely intense, not just in games, but in practices, and you develop this this thick skin. You know, she teaches us about mental toughness. I used to think, why do we run so much in softball when you only have to go 60 feet? But now I know that it's because she's teaching us mental toughness. You know, all of those conditioners that you didn't even think you could take one more step, but she expected you to run another mile. Like, that's how I developed my mental toughness, because she taught it to us through practice. Every practice was gut-wrenching. My freshman year was really difficult to adjust because I didn't come from a yelling coach ever in high school, and to come to Coach Newberry, it was a different experience, but I learned to deal with it because she taught me how to deal with it.
It takes so much, you know, strength internally and externally, obviously, to get through something like cancer, you know, not once but twice. And it's just remarkable that she puts her work before, you know, she never brings that to the field. She doesn't ever let it show that she's down or feeling, you know, down about anything. And that's another thing that I respect her for.
After I got out of here, you know, I had a lot more self-confidence in myself, you know, because I learned to deal with things myself and, you know, not rely on other people.
The amount that she knows about the game of softball down to its core is unbelievable, something that you can't even fathom. And you can ask her questions all day long, and there's not one that she can't answer. She knows that rule book from heart. I think she can rewrite every word of it without even looking at it. But to have somebody that can teach you that much that you can carry on a life with you is tremendous.
I've interviewed with some colleges for coaching jobs, and you know, one of the first things they say is, oh, you play for the walking legend, you know, and that's a great feeling to know that you had the opportunity to play under such a great coach, and not only a great coach but a wonderful person.